Hello, I am Aiden from We Learn to Share, and today I will share with you my knowledge of IB economics. And again, we'll be starting with an introduction, and this is Unit 1 Introduction to Economics, Part 2. So we will be continuing from where we left off last time. Today, I'm going to introduce you to economic models. Models are basically representations that really aim to simplify the situation, or in this case, an economy. As you guys may know, an economy is an extremely complex thing. Therefore, economic models really try to carve out a specific aspect of an economy. It really tries to hone into one section or part of an economy. Economic models can't portray the economy in its entirety, again, due to its complexity and um, the largeness of an economy as well. All models also have assumptions, and this also has to be addressed. All models are not perfect, they all have flaws as well, because again, we're carving out a specific aspect of an economy. If we only rely on one model, we risk the fact on not looking at other variables. Therefore, when you're doing your school assignments, your paper ones or twos, um, any other assignment where you need to really evaluate something, discuss a situation, always be sure to talk about the limitations of an economic model, um, and how these assumptions should be taken into consideration when we're looking at an economic situation or trying to solve or give policies to an economic situation. Today, an economic model today I will share to you guys will be the PPC curve, or the production possibility curve, also known as the production possibility frontier. So we're going to use this model here. We have the y-axis as product A, which is wine, and we have product B, which is cotton. Now these two, the x-axis and the y-axis, both share a same resource. Therefore, um, depending on how much resources are being used, for example, product A, B, and C are produced as well. So these goods are produced with the same resources and combinations. Um, and also, one of the assumptions to the PPC curve is that the amount of resources here is fixed. So you won't see any changes of resources when we're looking at this PPC curve. It's stagnant, it's fixed. The state of technology is also fixed when we're looking at this graph as well. These are two crucial assumptions that you should address when you're looking at your PPC curve, for example, in your paper twos, your paper ones, and your discussion and evaluation questions. But as you can see here, we have point x here. Point x, can you guess why point x is actually not on the line or not on the curve? It's because we're not maximizing the resources. If we're not maximizing resources, we're under allocating resources for this product. Therefore, since resources are not maximized, it is not on the curve. But as you can see here, what happens when the production possibility curve shifts outwards? You can see that here through this dotted line. So why does this happen? This happens, for example, when there's an increase in resources. For example, GDP increases in a country. This shifts the production possibility curve outwards, and we see point Y here. This allows for more resources to be allocated to this product. So this also, as we talked about, brings up opportunity cost. Now, what is opportunity cost again? It is the cost of taking, um, is the cost of the choice not taken. So, for example, if we use resources for product A here, we again have to sacrifice the amount of resources we can allocate to another product. Therefore, if we allocate, for example, all our resources into wine, we can't make any cotton. And if we allocate all of our resources to make cotton, all of our resources, the shared resource, the same resource for cotton, we can't be able to make wine. Therefore, there's an opportunity cost when viewing the PPC curve, and it's essential in evaluating that opportunity cost is an essential part of economics and in this PPC curve. I'll also talk about the closed economy model. So, what the closed economy is that we have a household and a firm. A household are, um, as we talked about, own all of the factors of production, this being land, labor, capital, and entrepreneurship. And then firms produce all goods and services. In this closed economy model, we don't have government, foreign trade, or financial institutions. It's a closed economy. These institutions, government, foreign trade, and financial institutions, are included in the open economy. So households, again, this is crucial, supply land, labor, capital, and entrepreneurship, which are the factors of production. These firms then pay for the factors of production from rent through land, wages through labor, interest from capital, and dividends from entrepreneurship. So let's follow along with this closed economy model, and you guys should be able to recreate this model when given to you on a test or an assignment. As you can see here, the household provides the factor services, land, labor, capital, and entrepreneurship to the firm. The firm then then gives goods and services to the household. And then, of course, the household pays for these goods. We pay for um, the goods produced by a firm. And then the firm then uses the payment, the profit of selling these goods and services as wages, as interest, as rent, as through profit. And therefore, this is a closed economy model. These are the references that have been used. And our next content will delve into open economies and their assumptions. And also, we'll probably touch on the history of economics and a lot of historical figures that have contributed to economics as a whole and economic theory as well. So stay tuned, and I hope you enjoyed this introduction to IB Economics. Please like and subscribe. Feel free to leave a comment if you have any questions as well. Thank you, guys.